In this video, we're gonna continue to talk about rendering in ENSCAPE, and we're gonna set up a night scene using, again, natural light and artificial light. We can set up in many different ways the background of ENSCAPE to simulate anything, basically. So we can add some effects for the environment, like fog effect, and also the background there, the night. We can manage the intensity of the natural light. We can manage the size of the moon. So we have a lot of different tools that we can use. So in the previous video, we saw how to set up an interior using natural light, so the sunlight coming from outside, and also how to use the artificial lights, because we know that otherwise lights in the interior will not be enough to have a good calculation of the global illumination. So we study the artificial lights and the emissive materials, and also we saw how we can assemble everything together. So the assets from the library, the lights components, and then the emissive materials to have the best result, the most realistic result here in ENSCAPE. So we can also have like tactical drawings and kind of architectural models in plastic if we want. We can have that more technical look that we already have, by the way, in SketchUp and other similar software like AutoCAD or Beam, or we can get into more realistic. So we have these two options. We can either create really realistic settings, or we can do something more technical. And we're gonna see all these parameters here and settings. So I'm gonna go back to the night scene just to give you a preview, and then we're gonna start from the beginning so that I can show you whatever you need to create that scene. So we have the model here. First thing, it's really important to manage your scene correctly, organize your scene, because sometimes you need to have all these assets here to have a more realistic rendering, more photorealistic. But when you need to do more technical drawings, you don't need all those assets. You don't need trees, you don't need people, you don't need vegetation, cars, vehicles, and so on. So you just need the architecture, probably. So the structure and the buildings, you don't need anything else. So I'm gonna show you real quick how you can manage that here in SketchUp. So basically, all you need to do is go into the tags. Tags are like layers in SketchUp. So you have like you have it in Revit, you have it in AutoCAD, in Photoshop. So for example, if I need to hide all these assets that I don't really need here, because I want to do something more technical, I can select those. So for example, let me select here this seagull there and some trees. There you go. So let's say that I don't need all that vegetation and rocks in a more technical view. I'm gonna select everything I want to hide and just create a layer and assign a layer, assign those objects to a layer. So to do that, I'm gonna go in the tags, I'm gonna press plus, and that's gonna be my, let's call this nature. And so I have now a new layer, a new tag. And to change the position of those elements in the project, I will go here to the entity info. It's showing me that I have 15 components. I will just click there and go to nature. So right now I've assigned those models into the nature layer or nature tag. So when I click on the eye icon, those are gonna be gone. And I can continue to do that. So if I want to add more things that I want to be gone in the rendering that I'm doing, I can just do that and just go there in the entity info and apply the same tag to those. So this is how you can quickly manage, again, your scene. Layers, tags are really important in order for you to manage the scene and just prepare everything for the rendering. Now, this could be an example of an architecture project, which is getting more technical. you can see here I've hidden a lot of things, actually probably too much, but I can always go back and select back things that I want to place back and just say okay, just move it from the untag, from the nature layer to the untag, so they're gonna come back visible. So you can also again quickly select whatever you don't want in the technical view and just place it back into another tag. There you go. So let's say that I just want to use these few models here, and the seagull is still there, so I'm going to quickly place it here. So this is a technical looking. So how you can get that? Well, it's pretty easy. You just need to go in the visual settings, and here you have different modes. So if you set this to be none, that's gonna be like the standard right here. So this is the ENSCAPE standard. And again, I can always work like this to make things optimize and faster and simpler, and then I can always recall all the stuff, the heavy stuff, which is like the nature and people and all the rest, only when I need it. So not every time, but only when I need it, I can turn that on. This is really handy because otherwise working every time with all the different assets, if you don't have a really powerful computer, can be a little bit overwhelming. So this is another way, another reason why you should use layers and tags. In this case, they are called tags in SketchUp. So from here, from the visual settings icon here, we're gonna open up and we're gonna work with these options. So you have the white, which means that it's gonna turn everything white. But if you want also, well, this looks like a plastic architectonic model. If you want more technical aspect, you should increase the outlines. So if you want like something which was hand drawn, you can increase here to the highest value, or if you want something more delicate, more technical, you can just find a middle way here. And then you have polystyrol, which is again kind of a plastic material which can help you to create architectonic models, architectural models. So you either use this to have this type of model, or you can go realistic. And the other option here is the light view, which we also saw previously. This is good to set up the exposure, so you can see here where the light is more intense, where it's good, where it's fine, where it's less intense, or you don't have any light, so you probably need to place more artificial or natural lights. So this is like for studying lighting, whether it's ambient lighting, so natural light, or artificial light. Now we're gonna move into more realistic effects later. I just want to show you just another couple of extra tools that you can use here for your technical drawings, and you can do that in SketchUp. Now you need a particular toolbar, so it's gonna be this one here. So you right click, open up the camera if you want to manipulate the camera, and you can open up the views, which is gonna show you these different settings, so you can quickly switch here. So if I synchronize the view, I can go in the top view, and this is perspective, but if I just deactivate the synchronized view and change this from here, you can change the camera from here, can become 2-point, which is still perspective, or orthographic. Now orthographic is going to show you like a really technical plan view of your project. So this is the way you can again create technical drawings. You can also change it from here. You can switch from perspective view to flat